Hello, I look absolutely frightful, absolutely frightful. I'm gonna put some makeup on, and I was like, oh, I'll put makeup on and then film. But you know what? We're diving straight in. Look how dirty this mirror is. We're diving straight in. I'm just gonna do the little bit of makeup with you and just like chit chat. So, you know, we're back at vlogging. And truth be known, I actually vlogged last weekend and then went to go edit it and hated it. I just felt like I was awkward, not in the mood. Just, yeah, it felt a bit forced. And it wasn't forced, but it just felt a bit forced because I was just a bit awkward about the whole thing. Whereas this weekend, I'm just gonna do it. So I used to vlog every weekend. I don't know if I'm gonna be doing that, if I'm really honest with you. Maybe I'll put like 2 weekends together and I'll just upload them as and when. But I kind of want to use this as like an informal way of just like catching up with you, and it's like not necessarily just talking about makeup. We can talk about like fashion, homeware, like lifestyle bits, just talking about life, and just like little things. Like for example, a little example here, I picked up 3 Maybelline pieces. It was like 3 for 2 or something in Boots, and I've seen that Maybelline came out with the, I'm reading the French version of it, amazing, the Lash Sensational Body Mascara. So I've picked this one up. I have tried this out already, it's quite nice. And the Lifter Concealer, which I've only tried out once, and one of the lipsticks. This is a satin one in 106. Is that the name? That's a bit unoriginal, isn't it? But 106. And I just thought, let's just put the makeup on. I want to give you like a little, it's not really a first impression because I've already applied it, but I just thought I'd give you like a little, what I think about this. First of all, the doe foot is adorable. It's a little chunky boy. I'm not leaving the house today, so I'm not going to do a ton of makeup, but I just want to do enough to feel good about myself and to walk around the house like I'm some sort of domestic goddess. So it is a Friday. I've finished work. It's about 2:30 now, just gone 2:30. I've just finished work for the day. I do slightly shorter days on Fridays. Not all the time. Typically I do a shorter day on a Friday. And yeah, I've got lots of housework to do. Lots and lots and lots. My house currently looks like a war zone, to be honest. It's just stuff everywhere. I've been doing like my little decluttering series. I need to upload more of them to YouTube. I'll be honest, like trying to upload YouTube shorts, I just forget about it, okay? I'm not a short form content girly, okay? I like to chat, I like to natter, I like to talk absolute garbage for ages. So I'm not a short form connoisseur, as you will. Like I mentioned, I tried to do this the other weekend, and I think like I wanted to talk about things and I didn't really know how to talk about them, and it was just like, I don't know, I was editing it and I was like, do you know what? I don't like it, and I don't really like putting content out that I don't like because this is my hobby. It's almost like, it's not art. I'm aware it's not artwork. I mean, this is artwork, but like it's, I don't know, if I'm not happy with something, then I don't really want to post out. And that doesn't mean everything's got to be perfect. I'm not, you know, I'm really less of a perfectionist than I used to be, really much less so. But I at least want to be happy with it, you know, I want to be content with what I'm creating. And I just wasn't with that vlog. I just felt like it was a bit boring, and where it wasn't boring, it didn't make up for the less boring bits. And yeah, I don't know, I just want these videos to be like a little safe space. You know, if you've got some housework to do coming this weekend, I want to post these on the weekends. And I love watching vlogs and just like content that's not necessarily have to be like eyes on the screen, you know. I want to be able to be like dipping in and out, listening, catching up, talking, like you've got your friend in the kitchen behind you while you do the washing up. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I'm about to apply a foundation that is way too dark for me because I'm a pale little lizard who hasn't seen the sun. I'm like so we're gonna apply a very small amount. If we spread it thinly, no one will ever know that it's 2 colours too dark for me right now. Well, you'll know, but no one else will know. Not that anyone else is seeing me today, but it's the narrative we're running with. So yeah, I talked about like a load of things in my previous vlog that I want to like make sure that I cover off now, just so that it's like I've talked about it, because I want to talk about it, right? And that's like, I think last year was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind, and I think I like struggled to stay positive a lot of the time. And I think that's it's just so many things. Like the state of the world at the moment, not that 2026 is like kicked off in a massively great way. The world right now, what timeline is this? What timeline is this? But then there's also so much good happening in the world. There's so much good that takes place, and I'm really trying not to focus on the negative stuff. The negative stuff really brings me down. And I think last year I just, dude, we just had so much loss. Like, oh, no, I don't want to cry about it, because I cried in my last vlog that I deleted, and I was like, oh, yuck, I don't want that. But I lost my granddad before Christmas, and it's tough, man. It's tough. It doesn't matter how old someone is. You know, when you lose someone you love, it's just tough, and it comes out. It comes out in ways where like you just don't expect it. Like, it's just hard. It's just hard. And you know, that wasn't the only loss I had. That was obviously the most significant, because it was my granddad, you know. Oh, sorry. I said to myself I wasn't going to do this, and here I am. But like, we lost some other family relatives, which again is just horrible. It's just horrible, because you just feel sad. And I lost a friend as well. So last year was just really tough. It was just really, really tough. I'd say like the last 6 months of the year were the toughest. And I was in a job previously that, like, I've always loved my job and I love what I do, but I was in a position, should I say, where I was suffering from burnout so much and trying to mask the fact that I was like fine and that I can handle it. But I was at breaking point for a long time. And I think the early part of 2025, I had a lot of like hope that it was going to get better, and it got significantly worse. And then like literally I started experiencing, like in my personal life, just crappy things, like really crappy things that just left me feeling really like I didn't have the answer to things, or I was constantly like wondering why about certain things. And it's like, I can't remember, who is that? What's that meme where it's like, what now? What now? But like a lot of last year just felt like that, a lot of like, what now? And I honestly believe this, which is behind every closed door, everyone is going through something, and it might not be as significant as what you're going through, and what another person's going through might be more significant than 3 people put together. But behind every closed door, behind everyone, every single person on this earth is carrying something that is causing them hardship or upset. Like, no one gets away with just like this perfect life where nothing bad happens or no hardship comes at your door. Like, it doesn't. And yeah, just 2025, man, just felt constant. It felt like a constant something, and like things would happen. It sounds so silly, but like things would happen to our house where we'd like have to fix something, or a distraction would come, and a lot of like close family things were happening as well, which were just stressful. Lots of things, lots of little things. But I feel like I said, 2026, I just want to not sit in the mud. I feel like 2025 was a lot of sitting in the mud from my personal like point of view, and I think that also came out in YouTube, where I was just like not uploading a lot because I just couldn't get off the sofa when I should have been like going out. And when I saw friends, I feel like I definitely was masking quite a lot, or like masking to myself. Like, I just sometimes couldn't find the motivation to care about anything, if I'm honest, which sounds so sad, and it's not sad. I think it's just very that's reality for a lot of people, and we just don't talk about that enough. Of sometimes life is so tough, you don't know where to start. Anyway, 2026, I got a new job, a new role, the back end of 2025. Team's lovely. I'm learning, I'm growing. I feel like I'm not gonna just finish the day at 8 o'clock in the evening and just pass out, and that's a nice feeling, to feel like I have a bit of balance. I've also been going swimming with my cousin every week, which has been really nice, and you know, just like to get my body moving. My goodness, I have not been moving my body as much as I would like to. I need to tidy up this office so bad. It's become a complete desperate dumping zone. And I think that's not helping my mental health terribly, because it's almost like I'm slightly embarrassed by my own doing. Just stuff everywhere. I very well positioned myself. I mean, you can see there's drawers open. What's wrong with me? Why can I not just close a drawer? It's not like they can't be closed. They're just not closed. Anyway, just like, oh, I've got a few hauls to film as well, which is fun. I filmed my, hilariously, 2025 palette ranking. I literally filmed it last week. So it's going to go out in the mid of Feb, which is just hilarious because it's like a month and a half late. But you know what? Like, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. I just want to be better. I just want to encourage good vibes, encourage the good vibe. If you follow me on Instagram, I have decided to endeavour in the task of getting rid of 2026 things in the year of 2026. Okay, like it's really interesting to look at your stuff in a different way. Like, I'm looking at stuff now, and it's interesting because like I am a chronic hoarder. Like, I can't get rid of anything. I struggle to get rid of things, and I collect things, and I love a trinket, and everything holds like sentimental value to me. So for me, flipping this whole thing on its head, and instead of saying I need to declutter my life, which I've said so many times, this time I'm hunting for things. It's like a game. It's like a game to me. I'm hunting for things to get rid of. So I've been like filming that just on short form content on Instagram. I need to like upload the ones I've uploaded to Instagram on YouTube as well. I just keep forgetting, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah, I'm doing okay with that. I'm not doing as well as I should be to get on track for 2026. But you know what? Even if I finish the year getting rid of 1,000 things, my goodness, I'll be happy. I'll be happy. So we'll see. I mean, I've got a lot of Bic pens that are probably dried out, and Lord knows I want to be counting those individually. Ribbons, I have 1,000. I win already. So yeah, I encourage you to like go through your stuff. And if you are also a bit of a chronic hoarder like me, set yourself a goal, you know, maybe not 2026, but like set yourself a goal of 100 things and say, I want to get to 100 things. I've been putting all the stuff that I've been decluttering in big boxes at the moment. I will have to empty them at some point, but I've got a bin / recycle / like not good for anyone box. And I've got another box which is like good for donation, or if any of my family or friends want it, it's like a free-for-all, have it. You know, I might do like a little yard sale at my dining room table and just have family and friends come around and be like, take what you want, girls and boys. Yeah, so I might do that before I like send it all to the charity shop or Vinted it or whatever. But yeah, set a goal. If you want to get rid of stuff, set a goal, because instead of just saying I'm going to get rid of stuff, it's so much easier to like hunt for things. And I think when you let anything count, like I'm gonna let anything, like little emery board nail files, anything. I think if you're like playing the game of it as well, it actually can be fun. Like, I have got rid of so many mugs, like mugs alone, that I knew every time I used them, I was like, this is not the mug I want to be using. Like I've got an overflow mug cupboard, and I'm like, I don't go to the overflow mug cupboard for my mugs. So if they're in the overflow, surely by definition, they don't need to be in my house anymore. And it's just like things like that. I don't know if I want to do any other makeup apart from put this little lippy on. But I think it's going to look pretty stark because I've got like no real definition happening. It's okay. It's okay. It's like a cute little pinky shade. I've got to say, I really like this mascara. Quick speed review. Really like this mascara. The concealer's nice. I think I need to get the shade up though because it's a little bit pale. Hence why I was happy to use a bit of a darker Charlotte Tilbury foundation. And the lipsticks are nice. So this is the satin one, and it just feels like nice and plush. It feels like a nice satin lipstick. I don't really know what to say. If you're after something that's comfortable on your lips, that's not matte, that's not glossy, this formula is nice. And they had quite a few shades. I just picked a classic Megan shade, so I'll probably pick some more of those up. I say that I would pick some more up if I didn't have 1,000 lipsticks already, but I enjoy the formula. Also, two things unrelated. I hopped onto the trend of picking up these Medicube pore pads. It's like the lid is leaking. Can you see that? Ugh, gross. I mean, at least it's leaking serum, but why are you doing that? Anyway, I hopped on to the trend of these Medicube paw pads, and damn girl, they're good. They're good. They're not like as aggressive as my Paula's Choice situation. I'm a little bit sweaty. I'm sorry if you can see a little sweat patch. Whatever. Reality, baby. Yeah, I don't think it's as aggressive as my Paula's Choice BHA liquid exfoliant. I still love this, but this is like hardcore, man. This is like, you got to know what you're doing with your skincare, and like, because you could bugger up your skin a little bit. These are really user friendly, so I'm sure you've seen them. By the way, if you can hear background like whooshing, it's my mini heater underneath my desk. One of the best things I've purchased all year. It was like 45-50 pounds, and it rotates, just from Amazon. It's called Dreo. I'll maybe like put up a picture now here for you. I'll put up a picture here so you can see my rotating fan. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. It has basically been on permanently instead of turning the heating on for the whole house, which is far cheaper to do because I'm a little cold bean. I get so cold. Anyway, back to the exfoliating pads. It comes with like these little tweezers, which I do use to pick them out just to keep it all sanitary. And then the pads all come in here. There's 70 pads in a pot. Oh, I think I know how it's leaking now. It's all on the rim. Okay, cute. Gross. I've been using these every morning before I put my makeup on, if I do put my makeup on, and if I don't put my makeup on, I still use them. I have used it a couple of times before bed as well, but sometimes I just forget. Okay, she's a forgetful girly. But my boyfriend was saying to me, he was like, yeah, I basically gave him one to try, and then like a couple of days later he was like, can I have one of those pads? They're quite nice actually, aren't they? I was like, yes they are. I feel like it's not too aggressive. If you've got very sensitive skin, obviously buyer beware, but I don't have too sensitive skin, but I do have dry skin that will go red if you flick it too hard, you know, like I'm a bruise like a little peach. I get red very easily. I have sensitive skin, but not to the point where it doesn't recover within 24 hours. You catch my drift? Anyway, yeah, these are really good. So essentially what they do is they just like shrink your pores a little bit, but I think the thing I noticed the most is how smooth my skin looks. I don't have a lot of texture, but I do notice that it kind of, it doesn't tighten, it just feels smooth. So when you put your moisturiser on afterwards, I feel like I've got like that typical Korean bouncy skin effect. So recommend these. I think I picked them up for like £15, which isn't too bad. I don't mind paying a little bit more for skincare, but in comparison to like this, for example, I mean, this you get more product out of it because it's a liquid form, but this is already like pre-done in a pad. I would say this is like a very competitive solution if you want to use this. You don't have maybe as much money to splash on this, or you're a bit cautious. I would recommend these definitely for just clarifying the pores. It's kind of just used as like a little mini exfoliant. I really like it. I really like it. It's got HA and BHA. I'm not too sure what the percentages of that is. It's probably on the actual box, but yeah, really enjoyed that Medicube. And I tried the Medicube face mask, the collagen face mask. Really liked that as well. That was better than I thought it was going to be. I love a sheet mask so much, so that was good. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk to you about. Yes there is. Let me take you. So my little precious babies, ignore the poo. Guinea pigs poop a lot. I actually clean this out every single day. I can just see a leg. She's not gonna be cute for us. This is probably a terrible angle, but look at that little cuteness. Hello. I haven't got any food on me, which is probably what you think I'm gonna give you. Oh, dude. So we took one of our guinea pigs, not this little devil. We took the one that's laying on her side right now to the vets last week, and oh my god, we've just been so torn up because basically I found a lump on her breast and we don't know if it's cancer. We don't know what it is. The vet, we've paid to have a sample, so we kind of know where we sit with it, but it's been rough. And like, if you've got a pet that you love, it doesn't matter what the pet is, you want to do best by it. And yeah, I don't know, that's just like my little update. I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I love my little babies, and that's just something we go through right now, is not knowing what's wrong with her. and wanting her to get better, but that also might not happen, which sucks. Ugh, let's go do some jobs. I'll talk about this maybe a bit more later when I don't feel like I want to cry about it. You're fine, aren't you? Hey? Hey? They're like, I want more food. I want more. I want second breakfast. I want lunch, supper and dinner. Well, sorry pigs. Sorry pigs. In the kitchen. I've just dropped my pepper on the floor. Back in the kitchen. Oh, nuts. So you're it, my dude. You are in the firing line for being chopped up tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really wanted to get a Nando's like takeaway for dinner, but I have less than £20 in my personal bank account, so I'm not gonna treat myself tonight. Oh my god, I dropped that on the floor and it's literally crumbling apart. It's fine, it's fine, it's just bruised. Aren't we all bruised? I feel like this isn't a great angle, but whatever. And I have decided that I would be financially smart, because apparently I've not been financially smart, bought too much makeup, and you can't have it all. You can't have it all. You can't be buying lots of makeup from Sephora and getting takeout. That's not how life works. So I have sacrificed my food loving piece of me for makeup. So I'm just roughly chopping some pepper up. I want to do like I think like a veggie pasta dish, maybe. I don't really know what I want to eat. I want something saucy, tasty, but also healthy, or as healthy as I can make it. Like, let's be honest, healthier than a takeout, healthier than a pizza. Like, I could just whack a pizza in the oven, but I'm not gonna. No shame if you do. But I also can't eat pizza very often because I don't know, as I've got older, like things like pizza, it takes a while for me to digest them and I get really bad bloat. So now you know. I'm also, do I do a whole courgette? Yeah, why not? I'll have 2 portions. one for dinner today, and then maybe one lunch or 2 dinners. Let me pan it down, show you what I'm working with. This is what we're doing, okay? We're shoving pepper. I probably need a bigger tray than this actually, but yeah, I probably need a bigger tray. But I'm gonna just kind of do everything like very rough, kind of similar in size. It all kind of cooks the same speed. I do this very often, this sort of style of pasta dish, just because it's full of veggies, it's healthy. I normally make my own like tomato sauce, but because this is an evening where I'm just cooking for myself and I CBA and I'm lucky I'm even eating veggies, I'm going for a stir-in sauce. This is a tomato mascarpone one, so probably terrible for me, but you know, veg. So I think I'm just gonna make this, play some video games tonight. I've done a few house jobs off camera just because, oh my God, if I was gonna capture every house job on camera, you'd be bored stiff. So yeah, I'm gonna need a bigger tray. This one is moderately bigger. Watch me transfer through like 3 trays. It happens very often. Oh yeah, that'll do. Then I can shove an onion. Yeah. Right, let me rinse this off. And then we'll whack an onion in it as well. This is one of your 5 a day, right? You know? We've got here 2 of our 5 a day, 3 of our 5 a day, and then I'll shove some spinach in it. 4 of our 5 a day, just in dinner time. That is what we like. I'm gonna pan back up to my face while I cut an onion. I do feel like I read somewhere that it's not even red. I think I watched a Netflix documentary about like your gut health and everything. And I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have like 10 a day, truly. If you're like a healthy gut and everything. Yeah, like I think you're supposed to have like 10 a day for your gut to be truly healthy. But 5 a day is like the bare minimum. So I try now, well not just now, but like in the recent 6 months, I would say, actively having like a piece of fruit or like vegetables during the day to try and get myself to like 3 a day before dinner. And then typically at dinner, I will have at least 4 of my 5 a day. Like I've got 4, or I'm gonna have 4 in tonight's dinner, which is good. And I had like a pear earlier. Sometimes I have like some carrot sticks and hummus, or like carrot sticks and cheese, depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, I have like a lot of fruit during the day, or like grapes, things like that. But I really need to eat some more fruit and bananas. I love bananas. I need to eat more fruit and veg. I had soup today at lunch. That is technically one of your 5 a day. Well, it says it is on the can. And I had that with some bread, and I had a conference pear for a snack. What did I have for breakfast? Oh, I had cereal for breakfast. So I've only had 2 of like my 5 a day, which isn't great. I'll be honest, there's probably not enough fiber. I mean, cereal, fiber, yeah, but like I probably should have more vegetables and fruit than I do. I think we all kind of do. So that's all I've got to say. I'm going to shove some oil all over this. This is like cooking with Meg. Never mind makeup with Meg, we're doing cooking with Meg now. So I just generously drizzle that in oil. It looks like way more than I actually put on. Like I just went like that. And then I need to fill this up, but just crack a load of black pepper all over this. And in a minute I'm gonna manhandle it, which I don't particularly like doing. I love a bit of pepper. I'm very generous with pepper. Not so much with salt. I just do enough just to kind of bring up the natural flavours of the veg. Again, looks like more than it is. I'm gonna take my rings off and then just mix. And it will stop the onion burning as well. So it'll be next to those high liquid, dense vegetables. I mean, again, if I was doing this from scratch, I'd do this with like a passata, fry off some garlic, I'd fry off the onion, and I'd make like a tomato sauce and then just roast the red pepper and courgette on the side. But I'll be honest, this is me lazy girl guiding it. And by lazy, you might be like, but you're cooking, that's not lazy. Honestly, like the only thing I have had to do is chop roughly, shove it onto a pan with some oil, and then I just literally leave it in the oven for like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. I just keep checking it. After 20 minutes, check it like every 10. And then when I'm happy with it, it literally just gets shoved into the pasta. So yeah, I'm gonna shove this in the oven for 20 minutes. I've done everything pretty small. Let's do everything for 20 minutes on like 180, 190. I'll be honest, I'm actually eating very late, very, very late, but it is what it is. You also like how I painted but didn't finish painting. We took a blind off of our window so that I could paint, and then I got bored. So my kitchen has been half painted for 4 months. No comment. I'm thinking it's a conchielli sort of evening. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. So, my boyfriend would hate this because he likes to measure everything. Yes. That is way too much, by the way. Like, it is way too much, but I'm just gonna like mix it all in with the pasta and the veg at the end, and then just have leftovers, and then just eat the leftovers tomorrow. Like, if I didn't want leftovers, I would measure, but I've already got too much veg. I think this jar probably serves 2, so I'm already on the back foot. Yeah, we're just gonna do 2 portions, and they're gonna be extra saucy, like me. And now I'm gonna play video games for like half an hour while my dinner cooks, and that's my Friday evening. Well, I have certainly looked better. It's actually midweek. I'm just about to start work. I've got my cup of tea. Here in front of me. I just want to put a touch of makeup on, simply just because I've got a couple of cameras on meetings today and I just want to feel better. You can hear in my voice, I've not been very well. Now, I was actually going to vlog last weekend, but the Thursday before I came down with, like, when I tell you, shivering, like the flu. I was shivering, I was cold sweats, I didn't want to eat anything, I was just drinking, like chugging, like, absolutely like pints of squash and water and cups of tea, and I had to have the heater on because my muscles were aching. Oh my god, it was a whole thing. I'm still, like, you can hear it still in my voice, I'm still like getting over the worst of it, even like a whole week later. But I thought I would just like pop back, say hello. I wanted to smash 2 weekends together. I don't know if I want to do that now. I might just film a few days like after work. I've got a few bits to do today after work. The weather is garbage, but I really need to trim my bush. Trim my bush out the front. I need to get the loppers on it because obviously the birds start to settle down and like make nests for spring and all their babies, and so the best time to like cut your bushes back, sorry, I'm just being a child, best time to cut your bushes back is now, kind of like towards the end of winter before the birds all settle in. And I want to let the birds settle in, but I don't want to be disturbing them, basically. I don't want to be disturbing them when they're like making their nests by me just coming in with like a pair of loppers and cutting back the bushes. But they're a bit wild at the moment. One in particular is pretty wild. I had a lovely gent come over to have a look at like the tops of the bushes that I can't, or like my boyfriend can't reach either. Like we would have to have quite extensive ladders to reach those ones. I'm literally, just by the way, I'm not putting a lot of makeup on. I'm using the Vive Skin Balm, which I do really like this one because it's nice and thin. And it's nice and like not glowy, but just like a healthy effect to the skin. It's not got like ridiculous coverage, but it's got enough coverage just to kind of bring a bit of life back into the skin, I suppose. And it's a really good colour match for me at the moment. Whilst I'm in winter, I might need a darker shade in summer, but I'd happily purchase a darker shade for summer because it's a really, really lovely product. If you can hear my little hoover go round, I've got a little Oofy hoover. That was a Christmas present. We asked for some money for Christmas to go towards the Oofy hoover. Very excited about it. A lot of our friends have them. A lot of people I know have them. And I can say I really like it. We've not used it that many times. We've only used it a handful of times. Like, we set it up only a couple of weeks ago. And I didn't have the app, so I've like downloaded the app now, and so I can actually use it. And it's been really fun. I really like it. I like to watch it go round and tidy my house for me, to be honest with you. It's a great feeling. I'm just going to go into the Beauty Bay brow pencil. Really like this brow pencil. But yeah, I've just not been very well, honestly. So it's been pretty boring, this whole vlog. I was editing the first half of it and I was just like laughing because it's just so dull, because it's just basically me sat here or in my kitchen. But I'm hoping, like, as I do more
with my weekends, and I do like to do things on the weekend as well. As I do more, I can bring you along with that. Obviously, it's just very inconvenient timing that I fell unwell. So yeah, it's just very inconvenient timing that I fell unwell on like the first couple of weeks of me wanting to vlog. It's really weird though. I never I never get this sick, and I can still feel really like symptomatic, like I've still got a stuffy nose, a sore throat and a chesty cough. So yeah, it's just really annoying, but I feel much better in terms of like not feverish or flu-y. It's never like me, but I had to take the Friday off of work because I was like, Thursday evening, I was so rough. I was like shaking, sweating, like literally couldn't sit up because my head was just pounding. I was just like, oh my God. I had to send an email to my manager and be like, I don't think I want to be logging on tomorrow. And like, that is not usually me. Usually I'm just like, especially because I have the ability to work from home. Even now, like I said, you know, logging on for work and stuff, like it's not difficult to just power through when you're not feeling great. So for me to take the day off, like I was not okay. But yeah, I'm hoping that the rain stops today. I think it's like rained every single day in the UK in 2026. We've had a couple of days relief where I live, but like when I say a couple, I mean two days relief. Not Valentine's Day. The Saturday before Valentine's Day was dry, but like cold, but it was like dry, not rainy. And then we had a day back end of January, which was like dry for a little bit and then rained in the evening, but like the day itself was dry. But we've just had no break from the weather, and it just makes it incredibly difficult to like get any of the gardening done, which now is like the opportune time to cut back everything, you know, prep it for spring, get rid of like the dead winter, you know, everything that's died back, start chopping it down. Like I know, like I'm not a gardener by any means. I do want to really learn more about the garden and plants. We've got a lot of like, is it perennial plants? We've got a lot of those, but all of our bushes out the front of our house have grown quite significantly, like I'd say at least 2 to 3 foot across, and it looks really scraggly. So you can see like, I think it's like called the crown of the bush where it looks the thickest. You can see how much growth has happened just over like autumn, winter, and it is scraggly. So yeah, we've got someone, hopefully he's going to return the quote to me this week. I had someone come out earlier in the week before I started work. I was like, oh mama, this is early. Had someone come out to just quote us to have that trimmed, and I'm hoping that I can do the rest. I keep coughing, it's so bad. I'm supposed to start work in like 20 minutes. I tried to start work between 8:30 and 9, because I've been feeling garbage. It's been like 9 o'clock most days. I'm not even going to bother with eyeshadow. I don't typically put loads of makeup on when A, I can't be bothered, B, I'm working from home. But like I said, I do like to look awake, especially if I know I've got cameras on meetings. But this is like my everyday makeup when I'm working from home. Is literally a tiny bit of complexion balm or concealer. My skin's a little bit like I was gonna say patchy, but like a bit blotchy at the moment. I think that's just from not being very well, so a little bit of foundation was needed, and then mostly mascara and brows absolutely make the day, don't they? Really, they create definition and make me look awake, so that's good. And I've shoved a band on my hair so that I basically can just let it do what it wants and make it look like I've tried, when really in reality it's a little bit of a crow's nest. I've actually got quite a few plans this weekend. I've got my friends and I are going to go pottery painting, which is fun. I have no idea what I'm going to paint yet, so we're kind of just roll the dice and see what they have for sale and see if I get inspired by anything in particular. But I haven't gone pottery painting in like, crikey, probably this time last year. No, April last year was the last time I went, because I painted some Easter chickens. I'm very excited to get my little decorations out for Easter. I just love the little chicks, the bunnies. I feel like this is too strong a blush for having not a lot of makeup on, so we're going to be looking very flushed today. In my sickness though, and not wanting to film because, you know, croaky throat, coughing, just sounding like really nasy. I mean, this is the best I've sounded all week. So yeah, you know, say less. There you go, that'll do. That'll do. I don't really want to do any more makeup. Maybe a little lip balm. I've got lip balm here. This is my Friday's lip balm in iced coffee. Love this one. I love this one so much. Squeeze. There you go. A visionary. She's ready for work. Working from home. She's ready. Woo! But yeah, in my inability to like film anything, which is really upsetting because I wanted to film like some YouTube videos. I had loads on my schedule to film and just felt like garbage. Wasn't gonna happen. I'm hoping to do some tonight, I think, after work. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. What I'm trying to say is I went through like all my jewellery box. Like I don't change out my earrings very often. I feel like when my earrings are in my ears, I literally just like leave them in all week. Unless I'm like going out for an event or to see people or it's like part of the outfit, I've rarely changed my earrings like day to day at home. I don't know why. I think it's just laziness, to be honest. But yeah, I went through all my jewellery box and just like started decluttering so many things. So I've got like 15 pieces of jewellery that they're not like jewellery as in like precious metals, they're just things from Accessorize and like some things from Claire's, like what the hell. But I've just got so many pieces of jewellery that can either be donated to family and friends, go to the charity shop, or like some of them just need to go in the bin. Like some of my earrings, like studs that I've got, like these ones are really nice, I like these ones, but like some studs that I've got are just so old and tarnished and like I don't wear them anymore, and I'm just like, I've just like outgrown them. They're old, they're nothing special, they were just plain stud earrings, you know. So I've decluttered a lot of things. I haven't filmed it, of course, but I've got a little like bundle of a jewellery box declutter, and I reckon I can still get rid of a few more things. I've only done a first pass, but I just felt so rough that I couldn't do anything like for too long, and like even sitting up was quite strenuous when I wasn't feeling very well. So hopefully I can film that either tonight or like tomorrow after work. Oh god, it's just not stopped raining. It's just so depressing. Seasonal depression is real. I'm just so looking forward to the sun. I'm looking forward to the sun so bad. I want to get my guinea pigs out on the lawn. Like they are going to be little popcorning, like happy. Guinea pigs do a thing called popcorning. When they're happy, they like spasm out. It is quite funny, but they like leap off the ground in excitement. I can feel a hair going across my face. That is just so cute, and I can't wait to get them out onto the lawn because they absolutely love being outside. I mean, especially one of them. One of them is like an outdoor pig. She would be outdoors. Like if we had a cage that was like indoor outdoor, she'd just spend all of her time outdoors. She loves the outdoors. And the other one is like a comfort, like she's me. She's a comfort pig. She's like, the outdoors is lovely for a little bit. I'm gonna go back to my cushion. But I do love putting them outside and like eating the grass and just, yeah, it's really nice to be able to see your little pets happy. So I'm looking forward to the sun for that, and just for my general mental health. I think everyone's feeling that, especially when it's just raining every single day. It's just like, oh my god, it's so depressing. And I want to be out in the garden. I want to be doing jobs and not be having to put like anoraks and wellies on the whole time. So yeah. Oh, is my Hoover finished? I think my Hoover's finished. Right, I'm going to log on and do a day's work. Usually today is like my busier day, but apparently not today, but that's fine. So we can get a lot of jobs done. I don't have a terrible amount of meetings, which is lovely. I can just crack on with my action list. Yay me. Oh, and I got HelloFresh, so maybe in my lunch break I'll show you that later, of like what I ordered from HelloFresh. We've been getting it every week. Just, it was like on offer. We've got 20% off at the moment for like multiple boxes. And we've just been ordering 3 meals a week just to kind of supplement what we already cook, but it just takes the thought out of cooking for me. It's not necessarily that I don't, like, I love cooking, but the HelloFresh just takes the thought out of it for a little bit and means I don't have to go to the shops as often, which allows me to like have time for other things, which is nice. It's just like a convenience thing, and when it's on offer we get it because it's convenient, and then when it's not on offer we like just cancel it basically. But yeah, it's not cheap even with 20% off. It's not cheap. Anyway, I'm going to drink my cup of tea, log on to work, sift through emails, plan my day before my meetings start, and then also after work, maybe in the evening when I'm just sitting in front of the TV, I need to repaint my nails. I never let my nails get this bad. Like, this hand's not terrible. This hand's just chipped on the ends. Like, I'd say this is how bad I usually let my nails get, just like a little bit chipped on the ends. This is abhorrent. To me, I'm like, what is happening? This is absolutely feral. So, I mean, that's just how unbothered I've been the past few days, because I've just been like, ugh, I'm sick. So, anyway, I'm delaying starting work. I need to do that. I'll catch up with you. Hello, back again in the same spot. It's nearly 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've just had to, well, I don't have to, I'm doing my computer update now. I've got no more meetings for the rest of the day. I have got a few more things to do, tasks, etc. and so forth. I thought if I do this update now, then I can just sit here and decompress for like just 10 minutes. I might make a physical to-do list actually on pen and paper. That always makes me feel good. I love a bit of stationery. Getting use out of stationery makes me quite happy. I don't think I'm going to be getting out in the garden today, because it's decided to do like horizontal, well, no, not quite horizontal, but like sideways rain. And it's just, like, I'm looking outside like I could just put my anorak on and just like get to it. But do I want to? Not really, but like, I also would rather do that than do the housework. I've got like 2 days of washing up to do, because I put it off yesterday, which I know is really bad. I know it sounds really bad. It is bad, but like, whatever, reality. And I didn't really take a lunch break today either. I wasn't particularly hungry. I feel like bad weather just makes me just want to be like, you know, I had some crackers and margarine, 3 to be precise, and I had a conference pear, the epitome of health. Girl dinner. But I really wanted to trim my hedge out front, which is really annoying because it's looking so scraggly, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to do it in this weather. Like, I don't think I should take my electrical tools outside. I think I'd get told off for that. So I don't know. And filming is going to be really dark as well, so oh god, just so depressing, isn't it, this weather, honestly. Like, I love seasonal change and I love the rain in terms of like relief. Whoa, my computer is making sounds. Can you hear that? Holy moly. Yeah, I love the rain, and I know we need it, and I love that we get the rain here, but it's just, there's no relief from the grey, wet, cold weather. Like, I just feel like a lizard. I don't like it. So I guess I'm going to be doing housework instead. I want to get some WD-40 on my chair as well, because it's been really bugging me for weeks, months. What a boring day. Oh, I was so like up for it as well. I was so up for the work. This right here, you can see the driving rain here. It's wet out there. It's not gonna happen. I'll show you what we got from HelloFresh. My computer's still doing its thing, so I'm just literally stepping away from it for 5 minutes, because, you know, when you're sat there for like 8 hours a day, your head just goes a bit doodally. So these are the 3 HelloFreshes I got this week. So we've got 1 pot Tuscan inspired creamy pulled chicken stew with chia batter and cheese. Looks like this. I had this last night. And I've got leftovers for it tonight, and yeah, it was okay. It was okay. It was like pretty mid. It was pretty mid. And then we have this one, which I've had before, which is like a tandoori sort of spiced chicken curry with a phyllo pastry top. So like you scrunch the phyllo and then you can just like douse it on top. That's really nice. I think last time I felt like it was too much phyllo for me personally, so I'm gonna just use like 2/3 of it, and then maybe use the phyllo for something else, or just like create like a little samosa-y thing on the side perhaps. And then I've got these German inspired meatballs, like red cabbage with mashed potato. This looks really nice, to be fair. I don't think it's very complicated by the looks of things, but it doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be apple and mash. It just sounds very interesting. I'm interested in the flavours of this one. So yeah, HelloFresh has just been great, because it's just given us a chance to like catch up during the week, or like not have to think about dinner. Do you like how I've also only painted half a wall? Honestly, ADHD nightmare. I really, truly am.
I also had a very traumatic thing happen to me today, which was I got my first grey hair, or rather I noticed my first grey hair. And I don't know what to do with that information. I don't know how to process that information. I don't know how to digest that information. I'm not ready. I'm not ready, okay? And I know there's like people my age and sometimes younger that get grey hairs, but you know, and it's just like, this is my first one. I've never had a grey before, and I just thought I was going to be lucky. I don't know, the delusion was telling me that I was like, maybe I've got a couple more years, you know, maybe I've got a couple more years before that starts to hit home. And I texted my mum and I was like, I'm gonna fully cry because I've just found a grey hair sprouting from my head. And she was like, yeah, it happened to me when I was your age. This is a downward spiral from here. Sorry, like it's just gonna start happening all the time. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy one bit about that. I wasn't prepared. I'm not prepared. I don't want it. I reject it. I refuse it. I don't want it. And then on another topic, which I was going to say to you like the other day, so we had a pigeon died in our back garden, and then another pigeon died in our front garden. And the reason I tell you this is because I don't know what memo has been put out in the pigeon community, but every single one, it feels, in the surrounding area comes to our property to its resting place. We have had 13 pigeon deaths in a little over a year. A little over a year. Like I'd say like on average, one pigeon every 6 weeks has died on our property. And I just like, you just have to laugh at that point. Like, I've never heard or known anything like it. I don't understand. Like, we don't put anything out. I'm not killing them. I'm not killing them. Let's just make that absolutely clear. They're just coming here to die. I've kept like a whole tally. Some of them have flown into the window and just like literally killed themselves on shock. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, what do we do with this? Some of them have just been like killed and dragged into the garden, or like killed in the garden by a fox or a cat, and you can tell because of like where the feathers are. It's kind of gross, so I won't go into it, but like you can tell that a fox or a cat has killed it. You can tell more when a fox has killed a bird because of the placement of feathers, like if it's eating it or playing with it. So we've definitely had 2 fox kills, and I think one of them was a cat kill. I was washing up one day and a pigeon was sat in the tree, and I was looking at it and I was like, that pigeon doesn't look too good. It like looks a bit sick. And literally it dropped out of the tree onto the floor and died. And I was like, oh, okay. And then last weekend we had a sparrowhawk. I'd never seen a sparrowhawk up close. So actually it was really, really beautiful to look at. Oh my God, the rain. A sparrowhawk killed a pigeon. I think the pigeon flew into the window, got a bit like, whoa, like freaked out, you know, it got a little bit like concussed, and this sparrowhawk was like, you're my dinner, and ate the entire pigeon. It ate the entire pigeon. As you can imagine, feathers everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So really happy about that. I'm hoping other little birds take those feathers and put them in their nests, because I don't really want to sort it out. It's in the back garden at the moment, and there's just like a feather fest everywhere. I mean, no body to be found. No body. Oh, I just hope there's no bones or anything left. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, I don't want to deal with it. Can a fox like eat the remains or something? And then, like literally 2 days later, or like the following day, I can't remember if it's the following day or 2 days later, another pigeon was on our driveway, dead, being absolutely decimated by a pack of crows. And I was just like, oh my God. And now I've got 2 wings, just wings, no body, just a pair of wings at the edge of my driveway. And I've been hoping that a cat will take them away. And I'm like, go away. I don't want to touch them. I'm a little bit squeamish when it comes to those sorts of things. I don't really want to touch it. It's weird. If it was like a mouse or like, I don't know, if it was like a different animal, I wouldn't be so bothered. But I'm a little bit weird with birds. I'm a little bit weird. I know that like a pair of wings without a body isn't going to start flapping around, but I just don't want to, oh, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't want to touch it. So I'm going to have to wait for my boyfriend to come home to sort that out, because I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I'm man enough. I don't think I can do it. If it was a rat, it'd be fine. It wouldn't bother me. I'd just be like, yeah, let's just poof, get rid of it. Pair of wings with no body, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. So 13, I think it's 12 or 13, I actually can't remember. 12 or 13 pigeon deaths have taken place. So maybe I should like put some bets on for this year to see how many more pigeon deaths are going to occur on the property.
in 2026, because I feel like it's happening so often. It's worth betting against at this point. I've just never known anything like it. I mean, I think my favourite pigeon death, if there's such a thing to have a favourite pigeon death, is when we were in the garden and I was like, what's that in the pond? And my boyfriend was like, oh no, you might not want to look at this. And I was like, unfortunately, when someone says you don't want to look at this, I'm like, I want to look at it times a million now. What is it? Is that another grey hair? Or is it just... Okay, no, I think it's just a blonde hair catching the light. Okay. But yeah, he was like, don't look. And I was like, I want to look. And it was what I would call a rotisserie pigeon. It got caught under, like, you know, like when you've got a pond, we have like a mini, I'll say waterfall. It sounds very extravagant. It's to keep the water going. So like the water just pumps through on a water system. And so it has like a little waterfall that just rolls off the rocks into the pond and it like cycles through. Anyway, the pigeon had obviously died, floated into the water. I don't really know how it got in there. We didn't, you know, the inquiry hadn't gone out at that stage. And the pigeon had then just cocooned itself and just started spinning underneath the waterfall, and it was just trapped underneath the waterfall. So I don't know if it got waterboarded by other pigeons and that's how it ended up in that situation. I don't know if it was like wanting to die underneath the falls. I don't know how that came about, but when I tell you it was one of the funniest things I've seen, is just, it sounds awful when I say it out loud, but just those dead pigeons rolling like a rotisserie chicken at speed in our pond. And so yeah, my boyfriend got that out and got rid of that pigeon, chucked it in the bush, which we know the fox comes past, and luckily the fox took it and he had it. So no waste, you know, very ecological around here. It's just like, what the hell? I've never known anything like it. We've had pigeons that I've nearly trodden on by accident, like obviously pigeons that are just old and then would just like sit there looking at you and you're like, oh no, can you please go die somewhere else? I don't like it. And they'll just, you know, walk a couple of meters and just die. Luckily we seem to have a fox or a couple of foxes that pass through the area. I don't particularly like that they pass through the area, but the prolific pigeon death issue that we seem to be having, like, I'm not intervening, by the way, there's like no poison going out. I don't understand, but luckily we have some foxes that pass through, so I can almost like guarantee that they'll pick those dead bodies up and go eat them and take them away from me, take that burden away of like, what the hell do you do with a dead pigeon body? Like, I don't really want to put it in the bin. That feels weird. I mean, but what else do you do with it? Oh God, I just think of all the other pigeons that have probably died in our garden that I've just not even seen. I just never thought I'd be having this issue in life. I was going to close the vlog out and I completely forgot that I never got back to you on what was going on with my little guinea pig here, this one here. And yeah, we'd sent away a test because she has a lump on her breast and we thought that it might have been cancer. So we paid to have like a little biopsy taken because we were like, well, we want to know what we're dealing with, you know, and we kind of both said, we'll deal with it, results depending, we'll deal with it how we see fit when we know what we're dealing with. But obviously we didn't know what we were dealing with, hence why we paid to have the biopsy. And the biopsy was like pretty significant, okay? It was like a couple £100. It wasn't cheap, but it was one of those things where for us it was a bit of a no-brainer in the sense of we know how much we love these little pigs and we felt like we couldn't make any decision without having all the facts basically. So just before I came down with the flu, before last weekend, we got a call from the vets to say that she's got the all clear. She hasn't got cancer, which obviously is fantastic news on many accounts. One, that, you know, in terms of an operation, that is definitely not going to be happening at this time. She doesn't need to have an operation. The lump is still there. It's not cancerous, but it's just like a fatty lump on her breast. The fact it's not cancerous is great because to me that means she's not dying. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not causing her, like it's not impacting her. The only thing is because it's a fatty lump, I'm kind of like, okay, so it's just like a cyst, I guess, but it's like the size of, I would say, a very small grape. So we're just gonna literally watch her, keep our eyes on her, make sure she's not in discomfort. She seems to be absolutely fine. Like, she's running around, hopping around, eating. She's still got full personality. She's like a little prairie dog. When we feed her, she like goes on her hind legs and everything. So she's definitely not in pain and she's not being impacted by it, which is great. And yeah, I don't know, just it definitely gave us peace of mind, like knowing what it is. And now we know that if it gets larger or it's starting to cause her pain or if it changes, we know that we can deal with that as and when. Obviously, I'm not going to let the lump get too large before we make that decision if it does grow. But obviously, if it does get larger to the point where like it's going to impact her, then we probably will have to talk about surgery, which I don't know, it concerns me a little bit. Little pigs, like little animals like this, you can put them under. Like, I've had a survival rate with guinea pigs in the past that have gone into surgery, and a lot of people get their males neutered, and that's, you know, the success rate on that's pretty high as well. But it's not nice putting a small animal under, because their bodies are just so much more fragile than like the likes of dogs and cats. And usually there are more cat and dog vet sort of specialists. These guys are considered an exotic pet because, I don't know, just not as... Don't eat your cushion. Don't give me another problem. Don't give me another problem to deal with. Goodness me. Yeah, like these guys are considered like part of the small animals and therefore need different type of care to a cat and a dog. So yeah, thankfully she's okay. We were definitely really worried about that. We were, you know, like, you form an attachment with your pet and you love, you know, if you're a pet owner and you have your pet because you love it, and like, I don't know how to describe it. Some people get pets and I don't think show it the love and attention it does like they deserve. We've got these guinea pigs, they're not even on show anymore, they're like both hiding. These guys have just got such a personality and we just absolutely love them. And they provide us so much joy. They know us, like, we've definitely created a bond with them, you know. They'll come to us, they know when it's dinner time. They like get really excited when they go either outside into their run, like during the warmer months. And like when we change their bedding, they get so excited. Like, they hear our voices when we come in the room and they like squeak and they know what's up, you know. And it is like having a little dog in the sense of not quite the companionship of a dog, but they are just as good. They're so sweet. They're so sweet animals. And yeah, like the idea of, you know, one of them being alone at such a young age. They're not even 2 years old yet. They're still like a year and a bit old. A year and a half, I think, because we got them when they were a couple of months old as it was. But yeah, like the idea of one of them not being there and, you know, this little dude not seeing another summer was like a really sad thing for us. So we feel really lucky. I'm really happy that she's healthy, and yeah, she was definitely getting extra handfuls of spinach when we genuinely thought she was going to die. So I'm sure she was loving that, and she was just like, why has the spinach supply stopped as soon as you got that call from the vet? And I'm like, going back on normal greens. Sorry, you can't have rich foods all the time. But yeah, I just thought I'd end the vlog here, give you the little update from the little guinea pigs, and just let you know that she didn't have cancer. And I mean, after being a couple of £100 down, I'm glad I don't have to spend multiple amounts of money on operations and stuff. Of course, it's not all about the money, but it helps. It helps not having to shell out money. It helps, especially when you can't get these little guys on like insurance or anything like that. It is all cash in hand jobbies, eh? Hey? Anyway, I want to end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a little bit of like a boring one because all I've been doing is talking. Most of that is me getting back into this, trying to even remember picking up the camera. And I just want to like, yeah, get back into the flow of it, talk about stuff that isn't necessarily beauty, and just sort of bring you along. Like I said, having your friend in the kitchen whilst you're doing the washing up, you know, having your friend in the kitchen whilst you're doing your cooking, or, you know, bringing your friend in your back pocket, listening to them whilst, you know, you're doing chores and stuff. I enjoy that sort of content because it's just easy. And yeah, I feel like I've repeated myself like 3 or 4 times there, but I won't be doing these vlogs every weekend just because I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to do that. Like, I can barely post once a week at the moment just because I'm just doing other things, but I feel like I can definitely try and do at least 2 vlogs a month and smash some weekends together, like I've done this week or this video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If there's anything you want to see me do, or like if you want to see more of like an aspect of life, like the pigs, like the guinea pigs, then let me know. Like, do you want to see like some craft projects? Do you want to see like behind the scenes of anything? Do you want to see more cooking? If there's anything you want to see, like, why not? Let me know if you're interested in it, because then I can highlight it a bit more, talk about TV and films, just talk about other things, I guess. But yeah, I think that's it. I'm kind of bored of my own voice. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thumbs the video up if you have enjoyed. Let me know down below, what have you been up to this weekend? Have you been up to anything good? Or have you just been like on the sofa, being a couch potato? I completely, that gets my seal of approval. But yeah, let me know what you're up to and what you would like to see. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the bell because you'll be notified of all the videos I upload. Take care and stay safe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!